Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, welcome. Please take the time to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So if you're new here and you haven't watched the previous video that I posted, I would definitely pause this video and go watch that video first so this one makes sense. I'm going to do an updated video on the puppies after 4 weeks. So puppies are currently 16 weeks. The video that I recorded about 2.5 months ago. And the puppies are currently 16 weeks. So I just wanted to update you guys 4 weeks and 16 weeks. So at 2 weeks, like I said in the previous video, at 2 weeks the puppies were sick. They had pneumonia and they were dealing with flat chest. So both of those at the same time. They did go with the whelper for about a week. So I did not get them back until they were about 3 weeks. 3 weeks when I got them back, they were doing much better. They were chunkier. They were eating so good off mom. Mom was producing more. The whelper was feeding her. And meat, he was kind of like alternating. And then also cottage cheese. Something in the cottage cheese, the calcium helps the mom produce milk. Continuing feeding her, I was switching off between chicken and meat, and then I was giving her calcium and also vitamins. So that was definitely helping her produce milk so she can feed the babies. Did tell me to continue with the flat chest kit to help make their flat chest more round. So it doesn't go back to being flat. That is a process, and the worse the condition, the longer it's going to take to cure. So during that time, I did keep the flat chest kit on the puppies until they were 100% or at least almost done to being back to normal. So I started deworming the puppies at 4 weeks. Started the puppies on mush at 5 weeks. So I started with one puppy, the one female that was doing good. I feel like she was good for to start off with the mush. So I started off with her and she did really good. I gave her mush for about 3 days before I started the other ones, and they were doing really good. I was also alternating feedings, so they would feed off the mom and then they would eat the mush. So I was kind of going back and forth with the feedings until I completely weaned them off of the mush, and then I started them on kibble. So the first vet appointment that they had was at 6 weeks. That was their first set of shots, was at 6 weeks. The vet that the puppies did have pneumonia at 2 weeks and were prescribed antibiotics. They were using the chest brace. She did tell me that their ribs feel completely normal and they feel round, so they feel normal. She doesn't hear any water in their lungs. Nothing's wrong with their heart. Nothing sounds weird with their breathing. She told me that everything sounds and looks completely normal, that if I would have never told her that they had pneumonia or they had flat chest, she wouldn't have noticed a difference, which really made me super happy, knowing the condition that they were in, super sick with flat chest, and not knowing what the outcome was going to be, and also the effects afterwards were completely normal after they were done with the antibiotics and done with the treatment with the flat chest. So I did deworm every 2 weeks after that. Talk about how I transitioned puppies from 4 weeks all the way to 16 weeks until they were ready to go home. So I mush, and then I started weaning them off of mom. You don't want to force them off of mom. You don't want to just completely take them off because they need that nutrients, and also they're still babies. Of course, they're going to want to be with their mom and feed off her. So what I did was I talked to the vet and I asked what she suggests, the time frame of weaning them off of mom and starting them on mush, and then completely just doing mush and then eventually doing kibble. Mom will basically show signs of when she's ready to wean them off. With my puppies, they didn't get off of her until maybe, I'm gonna say about 10 weeks. So like 2.5 months. So then once I started pulling them off slowly, I would separate mom from the puppies. So it was the easier transition. So because right when they seen her, they would want her all the time. So what I did was I would do the mush. So with the mush, you want to get it the right consistency, because if not, they can choke on it. It could be too thin and it can come out their nose, or it could be too thick and they can choke on it. So you want to have it the right consistency. I will definitely be making a video on that, so stay tuned. After the mush, I did do it with water, and then I grinded it to make sure it was nice and soft for them to chew, because the puppy kibble, it can be a little hard. And I feel like when I soaked it in the water, it still was hard, or it just swelled up and it was just a little too big for them. And I didn't want them to choke. I've had that happen in the past with one of my females when she was little. She was choking on the little kibble. It was just too hard for her. So I did blend it. For 16 weeks, so I stopped blending it probably when they were like 3 months. So at 12 weeks is when I stopped blending it. I would just give them the little kibble, and then I would give them water whenever they would feed. So whenever you give the puppies kibble, you also want to give them water on the side, because just in case they need to drink water. Months is when I got rid of the whelping box and I started putting the puppies into, you could put the puppies into a playpen or maybe a safe little gated area, because the puppies are bigger now, and what you don't want to happen is the puppies to jump out of the whelping box or fall out. I've had that happen to where I've had a puppy that kept jumping out of the whelping box, and I'm like, yeah, I think they're a little bit too big for the whelping box now. They need to go in something that's taller. I would suggest crate training your dog. If you have a kennel, a crate, whatever you have for your puppies, I would suggest you need to start when they're young, so when they do go with their owners, they won't have a problem crate training them. So with my puppies, I do have a playpen. It's pretty tall and pretty big, so they have a lot of room to play, and also they won't be able to jump out of there. I made sure that the puppies were updated on shots before they went home. With me, I like to send my puppies home with full AKC paperwork, updated shots, puppy food, DNA, and a birth certificate. I always like to just make sure that they have everything in hand. All puppies are sold. So we had 4 puppies. We decided to keep 1, so 3 puppies are gone, are officially gone. They all went to their new homes. As of today, our last female went, so bittersweet moment, but this is just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning of our whelping journey. This is just our first litter in about 2 years, so we're super excited for what's to come. I just wanted to here and basically make an updated video, basically telling you how the puppies are doing and how they went from being super sick with pneumonia, the flat chest, and basically how they ended up being super healthy, like if nothing ever happened. And another thing too that I want to mention is this experience that I have gone through, and other people that kind of went through it with me. Like, this is something that breeders need to know more about and how to treat, or signs to look for, especially new breeders. Because with me, like, I remember I did have people tell me, like, make sure your area is super bumpy, because the last thing you want is for your puppies to get flat chest. They would tell me that, but nobody has gone through it. Like, nobody that I know is like, oh yeah, I've gone through my puppies having flat chest, and this is what you do, and this is how you cure it. And so from my experience, I would definitely say it's just a huge learning lesson, and that was the reason why I made my first video. And I want to continue with these educational videos, is to help other people. I want anybody to go through this, and I know that everything is a learning experience. If you guys ever have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram. I'll go ahead and link my IG below. Feel free to message me. I'm always open to answering questions, whatever you guys need. Any type of help, let me know. Thank you so much for watching.